Good morning, everyone. Yes, again, yesterday night was crazy night. We also have interpretation service today, so please get one each. And when you go out, please give it back to us. Yesterday we lost several devices, and we have to pay that back. Okay, so the lab reviewers are Saverio and who else? Can you show it up on the PowerPoint? So Saverio, Pamela, Han Myung Kim, Rodrigo, William. I can even see William here. Yay! So I'm suggesting you. Why don't we just watch yesterday's video again? Maybe I can show you like our Fab Lab video, maybe if it's okay for you. Okay, thank you. Because we don't know the first one. It's a very
실제 일상생활이나 사회에 있어서 적응이 되어서 변화를 주고
그거에 의해서 감당할 수 있는 것들을 이뤄내서 그게 우리 쉽게 사람들이 감당할 수 있게 그런 정도의 기여를 할 수 있지 않을까.
지혜를 좀 더 정확하고 자유롭고 다양한 새로 인물의 수용할 수 있다는 생각이 그런 거가 있습니다. 자유롭고 장비도 잘 갖춰져 있는 것 같아요. 특히 인과와 관련된 신경을 스스로 확보할 수 있도록 이런
로봇을 이용해서 자동화 사실은 취임제에 관심이 되게 많아요. 도시에서도 농산 문제, 먹거리 문제를 해결할 수 있고 자동차를 할 수 있고 바꿔서는 생활식 방식을 할수 있어요. 상업적인 방식이 아니고 건전한 방향으로 마케팅이 되겠구나. 우리의 모습이든 우리가 활동을 홍보를 잘 해주시겠구나 라는 생각을 하게 됐어요. 사람을 이쁘게 만들고 사람을 재밌게 만들고 사람을 작동되게 만들라는 고민을 하거든요. 많은 분들이 경험의 질을 많이 보시는데 어느 정도는 이해를 하고 있습니다.
그런 말씀이죠. 그래서 그런 가질 수 있는 문제로 데모데이라는 날개를 시작했어요. 프렌드를 추천하는 분들이 있었는데 추천을 굉장히 많은 분들을 추천 많이 해주시고 그런 부분에서 좋을 거라고 생각하고
다양한 협업을 해서 저희 결과물을 혁신을 할 수 있어요. 실패를 된다는 점이 되게 준비하시는 많으시고 시도 자체의 가치를 알아주시는 이것도 성공이다라고 봐주시는 생각이
Our third project is applying augmented reality and virtual reality for everyday media consumption. It was a great opportunity to work without someone telling us what we should do or how we should do. We were given the opportunity and the trust. The strongest part of that vision that led is the family, the community, and the energy. We have that core foundation of energy that our schools need to go on. It's very, very important.
그래서 우리가 시도를 제가 데이터를 뽑아내는 그러한 공부를 하고 있습니다. 프로젝트를 이용하면 해결할 수 있는 그 완성도가 하나씩 찾아가면서 해결하려고 실험에 참여했어요. AT라는 게 수학 분류의 어떤 취미생활이 아니라고 생각해요. 그래서 모든 사람이 다 데이터라고 당연히 생각하고 이거를 해내는 AT에 대한 수학이 보이는 것 같아서 제가 좋아하는 편입니다.
water.
Just had the great parts of it and my video kind of wanted to go through some stuff.
So how do you like the video? It's okay? Okay, good morning everybody. We're going to start from Asia Fact Lab review. The first presenter is Saverio. Yes, are you ready?
I'm just trying to download a video, but I cannot access to a video. Hopefully it will load while I'm
Okay, wait a moment. So this is-
You're gonna start a movie?
Power. If it can do. Give me a moment. All right. Can I use the? Okay. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I don't really have a presentation, like a real presentation. I have a lot of pictures to show you and also videos. So I am, let me introduce myself. I am Saverio. I am the course instructor, the education instructor, director in the Fab Labo in Shanghai, in China. I think I'm not load. Yes, it's working. We are located in Tongji University, which is like a polytech university in Shanghai, and we are a pretty small fab lab. We have all the equipment, but the lab is not so big. We don't have a lot of user coming from the community, but we organize a lot of events and we organize a lot of class. Many times we go to schools, we go to high schools and other universities, and we bring mostly education content. So I will just play a lot of pictures and videos to show you what we did. Wait, let me do this. Okay. So let's start from last year. We had a huge event that we organized. It's called the STEAM Symposium, STEAM, which is from last year is the hottest word in China. We organized this symposium. We also invited Fiore. We invited Daniele, Gracia, and Ted also was with us. Wait a moment. Okay, I have to do it like this. Sorry, but my battery is not charging. So if it's not charging, it will die. Okay, now it's charging. Yeah. Now it's not charging. Maybe I can move my computer down. Now it's charging. No, it's not the same charger. How do you put it upside down? Yeah. No, how do you put it upside down? No, the other way. Yeah. Yeah, it's charging. And so we had a presentation with many guests. We had a lot of workshops open to mostly to teachers. So we are now working a lot with teachers. We are teaching the teacher how to use the Fab Lab to create their own content. This is for us also because we are helping many schools to install and set up Fab Lab in their school. We already opened, I will show you some pictures. We have now, this year, we opened three new labs. Two in Shanghai, one in the city of Suzhou, and then we have a mobile lab, which I will show you if I'm able to take the video from my phone. Then there was the Textile Academy class that I took. Should be, they are a little messed up, the pictures, but there should be, let me show you a video of the Textile Academy. So this was my, one of my assignments, make a mask, right? So I made a mask that then was used by all of us in the lab. As you can see, this is Rio, this is our Fab Lab manager. And then, why are this picture all messed up? I hope that this picture were in their organized by dates, but it looks like, no. Let me see, how do I do a list? Okay. Still not in the right position. Anyway, I was still talking about the STEAM symposium. We had Daniele and Ted visiting us. I don't even know what they're saying. I'm probably saying something in Italian. We had, I don't know why, but the people just love to print a boost of 3D print of me. So there were like billions of myself going around in this exhibition. Here we have, again, Daniele and Ted. I don't know why Fiore is never in this picture, but he was there too. Then this is the Fab Lab we opened, Fab Lab O at ULink. ULink is a high school in Suzhou, and they is a private school, and they do the international what's it called? International studies. They don't study the Chinese system, and they ask us to help them to open a lab. I have to say something. In China, now that we are becoming a little more known as the place to go to ask for opening a lab, help to install a lab, a lot of people is telling us, so we don't have to pay any money to get in the lab. We don't have to buy the machine from you directly. No, why? No, because a lot of people is coming and telling that they are the only one allowed to sell the license from the MIT to open a Fab Lab. This thing is happening a lot. I don't know, maybe you have stories like this in your country. I remember that it was happening in Italy as well. But we say, no, we don't sell anything. We don't have any license. If you want, you can buy the machine by yourself. But if you do what we say, it's better because you're going to not waste your money. This you see already. This is the Maker Faire in San Francisco. We went to the Maker Faire. We are going to the Maker Faire San Francisco for the previous 2 years. This is last year edition. Let me see if I can see. This is a fellow Korean maker that we meet in every Maker Faire you go. And I don't remember her name. Do you remember her name? Okay, you know. And also we, let me see, we met Massimo Banzi and we gave Massimo the Shanghaino. So the Shanghaino, which we had a workshop yesterday, is this version of the Arduino that we make in our lab. It's a simplified version of the Arduino, and since it's made in Shanghai, we call it Shanghaino. Let me show you a picture of the, what is it? Should be somewhere, I lost it. Okay, there is a picture of the Shanghaino here. So it's we made a packaging for it. It started just like as a project in the Fab Lab, just to mill a board and see if students could do it. And then it became something more. Then we say, why don't we make it with the shape of the city of Shanghai? Okay. And then now we made the box, and then we made the instruction, then we made the booklet, and then now we sell it on a shop online. We use it for a workshop, we use it as a gift, and so on. So it's like one of those side projects that you do when you have time in the lab that everybody contributed. I can do the graphic for the box, I can do the booklet for the instruction. And so it grew, and now it's like a product that we sell around or give as a, mostly we give it as a gift, but there is people buying it. Then let me show you some other random picture. This is Atif, another member of the network. He joined us for three or 4 months last summer, and he was working with Eric, which is a guy from Canada that is taking care of our biolab. We also now are trying to make the biolab run a little more seriously. We have had another very nice event in Tongji University, in the big campus in Tongji, and it's the Cross-Strait Hackathon. So it's an event to connect makers from China and makers from mainland and makers from Taiwan, because Taiwan is part of China, right? It's just not mainland, right? But it's a very nice event where you have Taiwanese people and people from mainland, and they spent 1 week together. Let me show you a video of this, because it's a very nice event. Maybe we can have audio for this. It's a little short. Here. Okay. This is a video that the volunteer that working in this event, they shot. Like, it was also an experience for them to come to Shanghai and help in this event. So the first days, you have the reception of the people from Taiwan. They take a look around Shanghai. They go to the 3D printing museum and so on. And then we start with, first we have it's like a hackathon. You have how's it called, a pitch, what do we call it? I don't know, like a pitch battle or something. So where everyone pitch an idea, then they create their groups, and then they they make groups of mixed China-Taiwan. They are encouraged to mix their group. If your group has got members from China and from Taiwan, then you get a little, like 1 point more in the evaluation at the end. At the same time, in this event, we have also we do a workshop for kids. So you have like the young maker and then the adult high school and more. We have the Shanghai workshop as well. We have a bioplastic making workshop and so on. It's a very nice event. It's very big. It's like 300 people. It takes place in a huge gym of the university. It's interesting. It's a nice thing. This video is very long, but eventually, I think that there is TED somewhere, right? TED? Yeah, yes, there is TED. Okay. And in this event, we had also, in my China workshop, I had the youngest student to solder a Shanghai. She is Amanda, she's 9 years old, and she made it in, I think, 20 minutes. There was another guy, like a 30 years old guy, that after an hour and a half, he was still struggling, trying to solder this board. Here is the picture of the China I wanted to show you. So, you see, it's a nice packaging. So that it is like a product. Then another interesting thing, we have been to Nanjing to meet Neil. Neil was invited in this event, the future of fabrication. No, the event was about artificial intelligence, and Neil gave his basically class 1 in Fab Academy speech. We met Neil, and there was this nice picture of like the small little people, puny people, and then there is a giant Neil over them. Then what else did we do? Then there was this one. We had a maker carnival, which is kind of like a maker fair. A very small mini maker fair that it's now, I think it's the 5th year that we do it in Shanghai. We also have had guests from all over the world. And there was a nice picture of, there were these guys from Japan. I think that they work for Toyota. Yes. They work for Toyota, and they make his dress like Harry Potter. And they have a broom, the broomstick. Stick is called, yeah. But they put it on wheel, and they use the how do you call it? The wheel, the rollers. And inside of the broomstick, there is like a airplane engine, like a reaction engine. For the small model of the airplane. Okay, so this guy was there. And it was going so fast. They want to make Quidditch as a real thing. It was a little scary because you have an engine, reaction engine in between your legs, which I don't know if it's can be a little scary in my opinion. Then we had, and then of course we went to Toulouse. No, this is not a gift. Wait, I want to show it as a gift. Yeah. Then we've been to Toulouse. As everyone remember, I don't know if you, which one of you were there. And then what else did we do? Some other funny picture from this makeathon. Let's see, this is, you see already, you saw it already, so. And then, okay, again, my 3D print of myself becomes, it's being used to make a lot of different things. Another interesting thing, we had a class with an artist from Beijing, and he wanted to make an art piece that is a representation of all the cultural differences and the contrast that happen in China. And so his idea was to make a Beijing duck, so a Peking duck, that was made of many different materials. So we had to 3D scan a Peking duck. So there is a duck, a roast duck over there, and we are 3D scanning this duck. I don't know, I love these pictures. We have made some machines. Let's see what else. We saw this already. I think we had, we made a paper working after going to Toulouse. Me and Young Wu, we met a guy that was making a paper, right? He was recycling basically was recycling the tickets from from Toulouse for the Fab event, and he was making paper. So I learned how to make this paper, and I use the same technique with the students in. We have a school, the university. We are in the College of Design and Innovation. We have a high school for the College of Design and Innovation, where these students, we are trying to make with them, we are basically using them as a test, because we are making, instead of 100% Chinese curricula, so which is basically memorize everything to pass the test, the final test that gets you into university, which is like this huge, gigantic thing that everybody's scared of, and your life depends on it. We are making 60% of the time for them, they will study this traditional style. But the other 40% of the time, they have to take other class that every time they change. We as a Fab Lab provide all the technology class, we provide the physical computing, coding, the Arduino, and some making things, design thinking approach, and so on. And so we still have 1 year for these kids to study this way, and then we will see if they pass the exam or not. So we are testing on their flesh, but we believe that they will have the same result or better result than the traditional style, which is basically creating robots. We don't want to create robots. We want to make people that can create robots. Then what else? We made a nice class with some students. Make your own tool, make your own lab tool. So these students, they created tools for their lab, because it was one of those labs that we open in schools. So this lab was still few, there were not a lot of tools in the lab, and so the class was learn how to 3D print, at the same time 3D print some tools for the lab. And so you see there is, like, I don't know, they really made crazy things sometimes. The nice thing is that in each one of these tools, there is this 3D printed object. There is a NFC token, it's like a small disk. And then we have a little box where you can put your object on the box, and the box reads the NFC tag, and it prints a receipt that can give you information about the tool. In this case, it was just the name of the student, what it was, and a QR time. But I don't think that the Pamela has got a lot to say, so I can take a little bit of her time. Anyway, I'm done. And then there was a QR code that you could scan, and over maybe a video showing how to use your object, how to use your tool. So it was nice because you could, at the same time, when you 3D print, you can take the shape of the NFC token, make the adjustment to let it fit into your object, and also you can enhance the object, the tool, with a lot more information that you can print on the little printer. Let me show you just one. Okay, I will stop here, and I will let Pamela talk about Shifa, but I will try to put a video from my phone on my computer, because I really want to show you. It's a very short video about our new mobile Fab Lab in a shipping container, a transformer shipping container that we have now in Shenzhen, and we will bring it to Alibaba campus in Hangzhou. So I want to show you that one. I'm done for now. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Pamela. I am currently studying the FAB Academy. So Saverio is my instructor, and I have my colleagues here also attending the Fan.5. So my background is in jewelry design, and I'm also part of a Fab Lab. It's called ShimFab. It's in Shanghai in a residential area called Jing'an District. This is a very small Fab Lab. It's privately owned, and it opened around 6-7 years ago. The owner had a lot of equipment because he's a maker himself, and he thought instead of having it for himself, the equipment, he wanted to open it to the public, and that's how he started. He opened the Fab Lab. At first, it was together with a hackerspace in Shanghai. So there were there were like a few labs in the city. Since its opening, it's been struggling a lot. I guess like any Fab Lab around. Yeah. So, should I point? Where should I point? This one? Sorry. Okay. So yeah, it's been struggling a lot. So since the first place that I was not part of the team then, I just joined 2 years ago. So it's been moving a lot. So we've been losing also a lot of community because of that. But we've been trying very hard. It's open to the public. And basically, well, I'll just skip now at the present. So a couple of months ago, we had to close down because we ran out of funds. I was working there as a manager, and we had to close. But another lab approached to us, and they wanted to help ShimFab, and they offered us the space where we are currently at. It's like an art center inside this residential building. So thanks to them, we have a space. We don't have the money, but we have a space. And we're still running the space, but now it's completely run by volunteers. So I'm a volunteer as well, and we're a very small team of volunteers. This is the space that we currently have. So we have a couple of machines, and basically anyone can come to the space. You can become a member. You can come and use equipment. And what we're trying to do now, as we're only volunteers, we give short trainings to the public. So we are trying to teach the community to use equipment, so that then they can come and use the machines and teach other people. But as I said, as we've been moving around, we've been moving like 5-6 locations already. We kind of lost the community, but we are trying. Among the things that we organize, so we do the workshops that are the basic trainings, open to anyone. Of course, we have to charge because we need the money, but it's very low prices. We also organize meetups, and basically meetups, I think, are sort of the strongest thing that bring community to the lab. We sort of, we do a topic, and no one has to be an expert. We just gather people and we talk about it, and we try to find a solution or build a project on that topic. We've held several among the last years, and we ask the volunteers also to help us to think about topics that we can organize. So these are some photos of some meetups that we've done in the past. Another thing we've done to survive, it's intensive workshops. So we try to find professionals that want to teach, that it's not very easy, and are willing to share their knowledge. And we organize, the pictures here, 1-2 weeks workshops. So we can, it's longer workshops, so we can charge a little bit more to the community. These are a little bit hard to organize because, as I said, we need to approach to freelancers or professionals that have time to teach. But this is our main source that keeps running the space. So yeah, here is a space where we're currently at. So there's like a lobby where it's like a public area. Besides those intensive workshops, we also organize basic trainings. So anyone can come. It's open to general public, and we teach very basic things on how to use a 3D printer and how to laser cut. Here are some examples. We also try to, sometimes companies approach to us and they ask us to do like team building events. When we have the manpower, we organize them. So yeah, that's our other examples. These are some projects that the community has done inside the lab. So people that come to the lab come from many different backgrounds. And in our lab, just anyone can do anything they want, just they have to bring their own material, and the idea is that they share the knowledge with everyone, as any Fab Lab, I think. Here are other photos of projects done there in the community. It's basically like the short story about Shunfab. So it's a very small community right now, but that's what we're trying to do right now to keep it running. So workshops and grow the community throughout the meetups and events that we can gather everyone. That's it. Yeah, thank you.
Can I show you the video?
Hello everybody, my name is Hyun-Myung Kim and I made FabLab Daejeon, and I'll show you Daejeon, where it is. Oops. Sorry about this. We are here in Seoul, this one. Can you see the mouse point?
Yes.
And this is Daejeon. It takes an hour by train from here. And Daejeon is famous for science and many famous makers, as like me. I'm sorry. Korea is really small like this. And Daejeon is in the middle of the Korea. Okay. I'll tell you about the FabLab Daejeon's history briefly, very short. We opened 2014, and at that time it was a kind of just space for. Can you see how it is? How awful it is? People can do nothing in this space because it was really clean, and you see the only equipment we had that time. So I had to try to recover all this kind of limitation. So I tried to change in with this kind of theory or kind of goal. It was user-centered. I'm really fan of design thinking and human-centered design. At the time, I met the class, the center for the class for human-centered design from IDEO, and I met many makers and talk about what they need and what they want to make, and so I changed the place a little by little. It's kind of ridiculous to tell about this, but it was true. I mean, there was very few makerspace open at night. I mean, after 6, because the makerspace that in Korea at that time, makerspace, most of makerspace made by were supported by government, and the government worked until 6. I mean, they closed at 6, so the makerspace should close at 6. So people cannot use at night at the time. So it was basic and it was easy to change. So I tried to change open until night at 9 to 10, and it's more ridiculous. At that time, maker or the people cannot reach the machines by themselves. There is a people who need to operate instead of them. Do you know why? The government people worry about the machine will broken by the people, and they don't want to spend the money, and they don't want to spend the time. They don't want to spend kind of effort for those kind of junky work. They think like that. But I changed to people. I changed to people can reach the machine directly by themselves, because first thing I need to do is educate them how to use a machine, and there is a operator or the maker can fix when they're broken. So there was no problem. And for the last, as you see, the makerspace is really clean like this, and there is no materials they can use, and they have no chance to experiment with those many kind of things. So I put junks, and I detach all the machines somebody threw away, and I put those kind of materials or things from that machine, and people really like this version. And I made a mobile maker space in 2015, and I spent really long time with this truck for 3 years, and I met many kids and friends and many educators. And yeah, I focus on the people and the friends, the maker friends. There is a kind of famous maker in Daejeon and Korea, but he was really kind of bad. He had bad kind of prescription about the makerspace running by government, and I need to broke up his prescription at the time. So I made many events made by makers and the local makers at the time, and we kind of succeed because I have many makers friends now. And this is the last day of the makerspace Fan Lab version 1. It was 1 year ago. I can say I got kind of small succeed to ruin the clean the space as like this. So 1 year ago I opened Fab Lab version 2. We have 9 members. They paid 150 bucks per month, and I cannot say what their job is because they have many kind of work. So they are working like these kind of areas. And our kind of slogan is the city, the city as laboratory. I'll introduce about our kind of experiment now in the city. We are living in the city, so we think we are kind of expert about city and city problem. We try to focus on the people living in the city because we are the people living in the city. I'm kind of expert about kids. I'm not expert about kids, but I'm expert as a parenting person. So I'm really good at playing with kids, and I know what my daughter really like. So I'll show you a few examples. And we have disabled friends, and I have many experience, and I have many friends who working at the office 9 to 6, and we are not kind of elite, or we are not a kind of good student in the regular school. So we know what kind of problem the school has. I'm trying to make some very little. I'm trying to change a little stuff. Change in home. When you look around your house, there is nothing the kids can do by themselves, especially in Korea and the Korean living condition. We almost more than 60% of people living in the apartment in Korea. As you see, the high building, it's like B's house. And the house, inside of the house is more kind of severe, I think. It's very modular, and all the stuffs are made for the adult. So there is nothing the kids can do by themselves. So I want to change a very few things the kids can do by herself. It's like my daughter. The little kid, step stool can make my daughter can reach the spoons and fork or many things by herself. And the workshop I tried to make was that one, but the Steph and I talk about that one, and people might not know why that needs for their house, because there is few person who have a baby maybe. So I changed a little. So I'm going to make a sofa server. If you have a interested in the sofa server, please let me know. I'll be there from 13:30 maybe. And this one, my daughter need to reach or need to the tower, or use the towel. She need to bring it back, but it was really high, so I make a little lower. And she really want to see the mirror while she is cleaning her teeth, so I put the mirror a little lower. And I'm thinking about the kids' space. The kids' space supposed to be a little different, like the place we are living now. So I'm trying to say about the kids' space with the art exhibition, because I'll see the sign time. And I have two more pages. This is the kind of small signage, the standing signage in front of the store for the disabled person, because they want to reach the fabulous pub or the restaurant, but they cannot because of the little step. So we want to make this kind of standing signage too, like this. And for the last, I'm researching about the habit, what we have, especially I'm getting old. I'm faced on the 40 years now, and before I get to 40 years, I want to keep my kind of youth. So I want to make some kind of good habits, such as drinking water regularly and try to make my face without wrinkle. So I want to let me. I'm trying to make kind of trigger now. So the kids or the kind of cute character like this, what I designed, let me know you are doing some bad habiting now. So I changed my face for drinking water. So this is the last one. I'm sorry. And the school's kind of class wasn't that good for me when I was young. So I want to make them to fun of kind of work at school. So those things I'm trying now. So I'll tell you about more when I have a chance to talk about more about my work. So thank you.
Hello. 좋은 아침입니다. 안녕하세요. Good morning. Hi. Yes, I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Rodrigo. I am the local instructor and manager. Machine, when they break, I fix the machines. I introduce people to the lab. I talk about baker culture, and I teach, do consultancy, and all the above things in Fan.5 Seoul. Before I start, by the way, I live in Seoul for 13 years, but I'm from Chile. And before I start talking, I want to show you a video. It's about 3 minutes long about Fan.5 Seoul. Wait. Okay, let's do it first. Why not? Music? So Fan.5 Seoul is actually the first makerspace in Korea. Okay, just watch and then I'll explain. I think it's better. So I will take some people tomorrow to this area if you guys want to go. Anyone interested? Okay. So maybe tomorrow morning we can make an appointment and go to Fan.5 Seoul. So I'm going to explain what these are. Fab Team, Maker Academy. This is for teenagers. Maker Camps. This is DIY, everyone made their own instrument. It's a maker festival. That's probably done by Eduardo Chamorro. Some of you guys know them. And Maker Homes, of course. And Fab Nerds, yeah. We are a very special community, right? Yeah, we have the Law Wars, Star Wars, Avengers, all the above. Yeah, okay. So that's our website. Actually, you can see the video if you get in Fab Lab Seoul. And now can we see the PPT? I'm very happy to be here today and to this event because I think we are all here because we have kind of like same values. We have. Let me start by just reading this. This is the result of internal workshop in our company. We are the first Fab Lab Seoul started about like 7 and 8 years ago. We are the first makerspace in Korea or Fab Lab. Most of the key people who are actually doing very important things like Hevin or Yongwoo or even Songmyeon, they were part of one time in history of Fab Lab, they were part of our staff, and now they are going and spreading the value of everyone can be like everyone has the right to be creative and self-sufficient. I think that's why everyone is here and everyone have that internal thought that, and even someone just said before, like I didn't have a very good experience in my own school education systems. And I think that's the key point for this meeting, for this weekend, for what we're doing. And to the next slide, I'm going to talk about a little what our company is, because I'm not going to talk about like equipment and what we do and stuff like that, but I want to say that what it's our company and what we're trying to do. First of all, Tide Institute, we are an NGO, we're a private NGO. We kind of like almost perfect the survival skills. We are zero. So we have around like 15 people in total, like 30 people around Seoul, other regions, and also we have in Myanmar. We opened the first Fab Lab in Myanmar. Now we are going to Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, Kyrgyzstan. I always get confused. Kyrgyzstan, the first Fab Lab. So our work it's about spreading knowledge, empower you to create your own solutions by yourself. So we are an NGO, and our goal is everything we do is about free digital fabrication and empower through knowledge. So next slide. Yeah. So we are part of the global network. We have been running Fab Academy for the past 6-7 years, maybe. Yeah, around 6-7 years, and also. For us it's very simple. Our goal is very simple. The society, we see it for us is very simple in the way that we see society is contained by two kind of people. We see not by girls and boys, but actually for people who actually make problems and those who have the power to solve those problems. That's how we see society. We see just two kind of people. And we see that the power of digital fabrication and the design thinking and all the methodologies that you guys are talking about, it's give you the power to be creative, innovative, get out of the box that we're being educated by, the normal education system, and take you out of there and think in a different way so you can get. Because new problems actually need new kind of tackles, right? So next slide. And this is something that I have to explain, but we are in something that is called like the Cheonggae Valley, and it's I don't know if you guys have the time to explore a little Seoul, but we are in a very important building that is called Seoul Sangha. It's you remember the video. Actually, that was the first building built after the Korean War, and that's where it started the Industrial Revolution. Actually, you can still see kind of like the past and the future in the same building. That's the reason why I want to officially invite you all guys to come. Because you can still see like robot arms, but if you go to the first floor, you can see people with the lathe and doing metal work, and you see CNC and laser cutter. In that area, there are more laser cutters and CNC than the entire country. Like less than maybe like few hundred kilometers, few hundred meters square, and it's like a mini Shenzhen. You can find sensors, you can find materials, you can find fibers, you can buy the wax for the molding and casting. You can just buy the wax right there. You can buy end mills, you can buy everything. So it's the perfect place. It became so important for the community that the building itself was rebranded as the Maker City. Yeah, so it was a really boost for the community because everyone can actually, come and just have an idea and just not only prototype it, but really get a good quality prototype in that area. You see this some pictures over here at the bottom, and all the in the finance, all the banks and everything are on the left. But then if you go to the right, there's like the DDP is Dongdaemun Design Plaza. It's a very big center of fashion, and also we did a bunch of events like fashion makeathons. So people design futuristic kind of like wearable devices. So some people created like a jacket that you walk and that you can how do you call that, the pad device that you make music, like, and there was really cool stuff. So we did that as well. And if we go to the next slide, yeah, so we're part of the FEV Academy. We have right now we have 4 students, and we are part of the Asia community, and we're very happy to meet you. What's that? Time. T for time. Don't worry, I'll finish. So we're part of the FEV Academy. You guys probably know what it is. Next. We have all the equipment for that. Next. And yeah, this is the same truck that Samyon showed us actually, because he was working in our company when that happened. Makeathons, everything. Next. And the question is like, we are pioneers, FEV Academy. We started with FEV Academy, the first Fab Lab. We started FEV Academy. We are training most of we have something that is called Maker Academy. You saw it in the video. That one of the biggest problems in Korea is like, there's like a huge number of Fab Labs that come out really, really fast, like 100 Fab Labs in within 5 years. The problem was that most of them, they're empty and they needed people for them to, they need qualified people. So we created something that is called Maker Academy. So we are always trying to, the necessity. What is the next step? And now a huge effort from our staff, we created the Bio Lab. We're actually running some workshops already. Yesterday, drawing with bacteria and microbes in petri dishes. Can you show the next slide? So basically, what do we want? What is our goal? Is we want to create a basic training to enter into the biomakers. So everyone, we want to share the knowledge and how can this in the future influence our life. Next. So we have DIY workshops for the equipment. Usually when you want to have like bio-related stuff, these like incubators or like a lot of equipment are extremely expensive. But then if you get in the knowledge that we acquired from the digital fabrication, we can implement that and influence the growth of the bio lab by creating our own open source equipment. Next. And then you see this is really cool stuff. So I just explained little things like the bio art is what we did yesterday. It's like, painting with the bacteria. And the bio leather is made of kombucha. Probably a lot of people in Fabric Academy people know as well. This is mycelium. It's a fungi that you can grow in a certain shape and is biodegradable. So it can be used for different things. And this is really cool stuff. So you put a bacteria in the middle, and then you feed it food, and then this was an experiment done in another place, but we want to replicate it as well. It's like they put food in all the stations that the subway stations. They put food, and they put the bacteria in the middle, and the bacteria actually recreated the network of the subway, because to find the fastest way to the food, and cool stuff like that. Next. Yeah, I think I'm done. So let me just finish by saying this. Tomorrow I'm gonna meet at 9:30, between 9:30 10 in the lobby. If anyone can come, we can just ride a subway. It's about like 10 minutes for him in subway, and then I'll take you to the Maker City. I can introduce you to Fab Lab Seoul, and then the palace is closed also. So if you guys want to come, you're all welcome. But let me know in advance. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, we have 3 coffee talks today. We're going to move on to coffee talk right now. The first speaker is Yogesh. Yogesh is going to talk about aligning with UN SDG. After Yogesh's speech, we're going to have 30 minutes for each.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Actually, first time I heard about this word, sustainable development goal, in Shenzhen during the FAB conference, and there was a workshop by Peter from Suriname, and he introduced this topic to us, and I got fascinated with this. I started studying about it. Today I am going to tell you about how, like in Vigyan Ashram's work, we use these SDGs and how we try to align with them with the Sustainable Development Goals. Actually, my lab is in a very small village. It's a community lab and run by the NGO, a trust. And we depends on the basically various foundation for funding, for support. And my problem was always like, if I go to a funding agency and I ask for a donation, and if I started talking to give me a money for digital fabrication, for 3D printing, for laser cutting, they generally basically don't understand, and they close their eyes basically, because they want something to talk about concrete. They are right in their place. They want which is directly linked to the objective. They want projects. They want to know about how they are directly impacting the lives of the community. And this sustainable development goals helps me in doing that. For those of you who don't know about the sustainable development goals, okay, how should I do it? Okay. Anyway, yeah, you can do that, no problem. So, Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, 193 countries, the head of the 193 countries, they agreed for these goals, and they committed themselves, like they will work to achieve these development goals by 2030. So it's like a global agenda to achieve. No? Next, please. Try with this. Yeah. And these goals basically talks about the universal call for action. So it talks about people, planet, partnership, prosperity, and peace. So all good things. It's a global human agenda. And these are not goals. They also define the target, 169 targets to be achieved. Before Sustainable Development Goals, there were MDG, like Millennium Development Goals, between 2000 to 2015, but they were only limited for developing countries. But these SDGs, they are for universal, they are for all countries, and they also basically develop the 220 indicators. So these are these goals. I will not go into detail because many of you know about it, like no poverty, zero hunger, sustainable cities, communities. So there are these 17 goals. Many of our Fab Labs, they are working many of these areas. And in the Santiago, in the last in Fab conference in Chile, we tried to make the profile of the Fab Labs based on the SDGs. So like this is the profile of my Fab Lab, Vigyan Ashram. And we decided like, okay, we are going to work on these 4 SDG profile, like zero hunger, quality education, clean water and sanitation, and decent work and economic growth. I'm going to give you some example of the projects we are doing in my Fab Lab with these goals. So this zero hunger, these are the targets, 2.1 to 2.5. And I mentioned about the projects. Like we are working on a dryer, a solar dryer. And this solar dryer, we align it to the larger goal of 2.1. That is the universal access for the food and the reducing the malnutrition. So this is a dryer we made in our lab. We have a plasma cutting machine which cut the sheet metal. And we designed this dryer over there. The problem for my school, it's a residential school. And many of the tribal residential school, they face the problem, especially in summer, because we don't get the leafy vegetable in the market. The vegetables availability get reduced, the prices increases, and basically it affects the balanced diet. And therefore, we wanted to have a small dryer which is low cost, using solar energy, not electricity. So we want to dry the vegetable, but we want to retain the color and we want to retain the smell. So we made this dryer. It's a dome shape, so it gets maximum surface area exposed to sun. You don't need a tracking because the sun on like at any point of time you will have the sun, the area surface to the sun. So we made this dryer. It can dry 20 kg at a time. So we can stock our food, the vegetables in the monsoon when it's available for the summer season. So these objectives, again, we use the controls and other things. I will give the detail for you. So it's for the 2.1, universal access for food and nutrition, for communication, for talking to the people. Yesterday I mentioned something about this. It was a Fab Academy project in 2015. We took it further. We integrated aquaponics, hydroponics to it. We installed it to the field. We give it to the farmers. We started providing training for it. And idea is basically the farmer will get more income, the reduce inputs cost, and again the output is again basically it's linked to the SDG 2.3 and 2.4, that is doubling the farmer income with the given inputs. So we just orient it and we try to basically measure our targets as per the SDGs. I showed this in Fan.5 egg incubator which we developed in the Fab Lab, and now it's a company. We sell it. What we did basically, these egg incubators, we gave it to the women SHG groups, and they started raising chicks. So raising chicks, selling them, and getting their own income. It also helped basically the chicks and the eggs are available in their house. So they can use for themselves, even if they are not able to sell it. So it can help you to get the nutrition. Again, a target 2.1. So all the projects what we do basically since yesterday, like I'm talking to many of you, they are somewhere linked to this global agenda. I will give you a few more examples. The clean water and sanitation. There are many of these objects, like 2.6.1 is about safe and affordable drinking water. 6.2 is about sanitation. 6.3 about grey water recycling, clean water. 6.4, 6.5, 6. I will not go into every explaining them. But these are the key areas in which Viganasham is doing the projects. Water filters, the sanitation, the grey water recycling. And all of them basically at some point of time, they are a Fab Academy projects. And now basically we are taking it as a installing to the community and getting their benefits. So like grey water recycling, it was in the past it was a Fab Academy project, but now in Viganasham campus we do all our grey water, we recycle it. So we made the aerators, we have a system to reduce the tank size, and we make a modular unit so we can give it to other schools. So this become a target 6.3 if you call it, but it's go to the community, the project which can show the impact. These are the current projects. Basically, this is a sweeper in a Viganasham who cleans all our toilets. And we made basically, of course, it's like a bigger concept, I will explain later. But we made it's like an electronic nose, something, to tell him, okay, where to call him basically. So he can monitor where it's smelling bad and he can run around. Similarly, this is another project which is in making to tell us the water level. This is a small LCD display now, but it's going to be a big LED screen in our bus stop where we can display how much water is left in the reservoir of a village. So it's a communication. So various projects we can link with the big agenda and we can display. It is designed for SDG number 8, reduction in drudgery. Again, very important for us to increase the productivity. I will again give you an example. Some of you might try this. It's an Indian sweet, laddu. To make this laddu, you need to roast the flour basically for a long time on a small heat. And if you do it on a large quantity, it becomes too laborious actually to do it by hand for a long period till it get completely roasted. And you need to do continuous stirring to avoid the charring of the atta. So it's a laborious process. So we took it as a project. We devised a system of automated rotation so that it increases the efficiency by 2.5 times. The same woman can now do a 2.5 times more production, a commercial one. So these small things, and we are saying, okay, this product we made for reducing the drudgery, 8.2, 8.5. I'm telling you why I'm making it, because we are already doing it, but I am now coming up and showing it linking it to the bigger thing. Use the solar cooking devices on the slow heat, like for making tomato sauce, thickening of the meat. Again, you need a continuous heating and you need a stirring. You can't go and sit in a sun by doing a stirring. So again, we use the technology, DC motors. There are some controllers. It was also a Fab Academy project few years back. And now the system is ready. So basically for the small hotels and where they are doing it in bulk processing, we are using this. I will not talk about this because quality of education, because everybody knows about it. This Fab Academy, only I am highlighting this because I believe it's a target 4.5. That is about eliminating all discrimination in education. Because at Viganasham, we do the Fab Academy, and Neil always mentioned in his class. Because Papar is a small village, and we have very minimum facility. In fact, the only fancy things we have is about the machines in the Fab Lab. And still, basically, you can get the same quality of education what you can get in Fab Lab Seoul or in Boston or anywhere. So I think yes, what we are doing is aligned to the global agenda or whatever the people are talking about it. Of course, this I will not go. Interestingly, I found out the same once I started defining like this for communication. I found I am able to link it with our national agenda because our national leaders they basically committed for this SDG and so they draw their programs from this global mission only. So many of our Indian government's program I am able to link them, though there is so far there is very little help in terms of funding. But of course, we get a lot of permission for testing, we get all data, we got all access, so at least they are supportive. So far, there are 33 Fab Labs in the world. They made the profile like what we did in Ganasham. Can I open this link? This one? So, there are 33 Fab Labs, and there are only few Fab Labs which got in Asia. They just go to Asia. So there are only 3 countries so far they have listed in their SDGs. In fact, that is the reason I said, okay, I will talk about SDG and in this forum. I request all of you to basically make your profile, the SDG profiles, and put it on this world map of the SDGs. So there are other countries, just take it on this side. So there are 33 Fab Labs, they have done this, their SDG profiles. Next please, go to slide. Yeah. This was done in the group, next please, next slide. Why to do this? Why to make this profile of the SDG? I already mentioned about it, like okay, it's a worldwide agenda, human agenda, etc., etc. But really, it helps basically. SDG helps the Fab Labs to focus their activities. It clarifies our impact, especially to talk to the outsiders outside the network, to clarify what impact we are having. It's very much important. If you know other lab having the similar kind of SDG goals, then it's very easy for you to get connected and it strengthens our network. And basically, yes, that's why we are here actually. So the stronger the network, basically, we become a good partner actually. This is a form. Many of you must have got it on your email from the FAB Foundation. Just click on the form. So it's a very simple form. You need to click and fill up. So you have your SDG profile. Can you just make it on? It will not take more than 2-3 minutes. Of course, you need to think a lot about your projects. Just go down. So it's basically go down, go down, go down, go down. It's a lab, and you need to select basically which are your SDG profiles are, where you feel yourself you are aligned to, and then it's done. You need to submit it. You need to select your agenda, whatever projects you are doing. Go to the slide. So please fill this form. It's in the email from the Sherry. If not, I will again put it on the group or I will share with you. Next please. So what next for Vigyan Ashram in terms of the SDG, the global agenda going forward? Next please. Oh, sorry, I have the. Yesterday we talked about Fab City. Thomas gave a presentation. In India, 68% people stay in the villages. And there are like more than 600,000 villages in the country. So I said, okay, I will go for a Fab village and not a city. And with again this Fab agenda, we said, okay, we go for a globally connected, locally self-sufficient village with only focus on water, energy, agriculture, waste management. And so, again, we will work for next 5 years. My Fab Lab will work on the agriculture, for integrated agriculture. Again, we define the SDG goal also in our presentation, wherever we are basically. And this is a plan now. In next 5 years, at least our system will be implemented in 10 places, adopted by 10 farmers. We will only work with the capsicum family of the crop because you need to collect data, you need to, there are so many variables in agriculture, you need to study them, make your system, whatever the So the training data is very much important for making any device. So collect this. So for next 5 years, we make this kind of a plan to make a system which includes aquaponics, polyhouse, azola, poultry. It's an integrated unit. So whatever the next projects in next 5 years will come, they will come from this only. From these are the defined areas. Because many people ask me, like Ashram students projects, they came from the certain kind of areas which are useful for the community. Because we make this kind of broad themes and say, okay, now you do something which can you can contribute in any of the way. Waste management, again a problem. We have lots of waste. In a small village, we generate around 800 kg per month. It's small, it looks small, but it is not economical to transport it. And that 800 kg makes the village look dirty. You can see everywhere the plastic and flying everywhere. So we decided to focus on these 3 areas to make the power clean. So it's a fire village. So waste management in another area. Again, the composting, pyrolysis, and grey water recycling. Only these 3 areas. So we focus our projects on this. Energy, reducing the dependency on the grid, and using the solar cooking devices for the production, for the we can say for the shops and the hotels and the big consumer of the energy. So again, we are going for a DC appliances, at least up to 350 watts. Going for DC, using the solar cooking devices. I already showed you how we are making it, installing that. So this way we just put our agenda for the next 5 years, the broad kind of goals, and so we can define the projects and put it to the donors. Yeah, finally, the SDGs. Many people ask me like, why to make it? There are always a pessimist who says, okay, whether it's possible, whether by putting this kind of a agenda, a communication kind of a system, whether it will help. It says during the MDGs, Millennium Development Goals between 2001 to 2015, they say the poverty in the world reduced by half. So something at least work, though not 100%, something at least we are able to achieve. There are many TEDx talk which says how it's possible to achieve the human agenda, this SDG, by 2030, and why it looks feasible now with the changing technology, changing awareness, and many things. Why it's possible to achieve by 2030. I just want to conclude my talk with this sentence. Like we are the first generation that can end poverty, and perhaps the last one that has chance to save our planet. So I think I will conclude with this. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Yogesh, for the speech. Now we're going to have 30 minutes break. Make sure when you come back, bring the interpretation device. We're going to have 2 Korean speakers after the break. Thank you.
Hey boy, I'm gonna make it simple for you. You got two choices. Yes or yes. Come on, tell me yes. Boys, but the magic night, see how we go. Even the bird in your mouth, joking. You better tell me yes. Yes.
It's a wonderful day, I wonder if you came to see my head.
It's a wonderful day, a wonderful day. 심장에 톡톡톡 거리다가 내가 알아보았어. 나는 좋아. It's a wonderful day, a wonderful day. Shake, shake,
May I ask you to put some music or something to this one so that I can record it or not? I can no, just well, put the music and then get the microphone. Yeah, well, no. It covers my. It doesn't have to. Just make a switch. I will record English voice, not in Korean speech. So, but this one will give us the English output. And this is I got the table. So, I want to just try before it starts, if you can use somebody can speak into the system. If yes, you cannot find it. Then I will get an additional machine just to make sure.
前半まだ無駄な星が手前に本当にお店の次なので、やらない人種類。Aku suka, okay?
널 보였던 나는 스스로 난 돌아갈 바래
그것만 보자. 짧은 부분을 하고 그냥 어떻게 에디트 멘트처럼 잠깐 단편씩 근데 받으셨죠? 메일을 보내드렸는데 오늘 아침에 다 조금만 드려가지고 I'm waiting for the
Okay, welcome back. We're going to start the second session of this morning conference. Today we have two Korean speakers. So yesterday and tomorrow we'll have non-Korean speakers, but today we're going to have two Korean speakers. First one, I'm going to introduce Yoo-ha Kim. She's from a startup called Yoon. So this team actually started their project by making some prototypes, and they used our Fab Lab to do the project and make the prototypes. So I'm going to introduce Yoo-ha Kim. Could you please come up?
이 마이크를 쓰는 게 아닌가요? 아니 그거 녹음을. 아, 네네네네. 아, 네. 저 한국어로 하니까 좀 반가우신 분들이 있으실 것 같아요. 안녕하세요. 뮤의 김유아입니다. 네. 의료인들은 언제나 질병의 최전방에서 우리를 지켜주고 있죠. 그렇다면 그런 의료인들은 누가 지켜줄까요? 뮤는 그런 의료인들을 위한 제품을 만들고 있습니다. 그래서 저희 비전이 사실 이 제 발표 주제였습니다. Make better patient experience through ingenuity for a healthcare provider. 그러니까 의료인들을 위한 독창적인 제품을 개발해서 이를 통해서 이제 전반적인 환자 경험을 키운다. 전반적으로 병원 환경을 좋게 만든다라는 것이 이제 저희 회사의 목표인 거죠. 그래서 저희 같은 경우에는 대학교 공대 수업에서 이 회사를 창립하게 되었습니다. 대학교 공대 수업에서 모인 이제 뭐 경영학과, 뭐 기계공학과, 디자인 전공 이런 사람들이 모여서 제품을 개발하게 되었는데요. 그 수업의 이름은 X 디자인이었습니다. 그러니까 약간 공대생 분들은 아시는데 이제 X라는 게 미지수 X잖아요. 사람들의 미지수, 문제, X를 해결하는 제품을 만들어보는 수업이었어요. 이제 많이들 들어보셨을 것 같은데 디자인 띵킹이라고 얘기를 많이 하죠. 이제 사람들의 문제에 공감하고 이게 문제가 뭔지 디파인하고 어떤 식으로 해결할지 아이디어를 내고서 이걸 프로토타이핑 해보고 테스트하는 이제 이러한 과정을 통해서 저희는 제품을 만들어 보게 되었습니다. 그러면 저희가 가장 먼저 공감한 문제를 얘기를 해볼게요. 저희가 수업을 들을 당시는 2016년이었습니다. 그때 한국에서는 주사기를 재사용하는 병원이 나타났고요. 그로 인해서 시험 감염에 집단으로 감염되는 사태가 발생을 했었죠. 그래서 저희는 간호사 친구한테 전화해서 물어봤습니다. 이게 왜 문제인 것 같아? 뭐가 문제인 것 같아? 라고 하니까 화를 내는 거예요. 너는 내가 주사기 재사용하는 사람처럼 보이냐고. 너 먹던 일회용 젓가락 다시 쓰니? 하고 물어보더라고요. 그래서 그런 건 진짜 소수의 정말 이상한 사람들이 하는 거지 정상적인 우리들은 그렇지 않다고. 그렇기 때문에 문제가 아니라고. 그렇게 얘기를 하더라고요. 그리고 바빠 죽겠는데 이게 주사기 또 다 씻어서 뭐 이렇게 하고 있는 게 더 오래 걸리겠다 하면서 저를 되게 희한하게 보더라고요. 그래서 물어봤죠. 그럼 뭐가 문제야? 내가 찔리는 게 문제지. 그러니까 자기가 에이즈 환자를 보는데 손이 덜덜 떨리더래요. 이 사람 찌른 바늘로 자기 찔리면은 감염될 수 있잖아요. 그래서 알아보니까 실제로 굉장히 심각한 문제였습니다. B형 간염과 C형 간염, 이라고 하는 이제 피로 매게 되는 질환들이 있는데요. 간호사들이 걸리는 B형 간염의 37%, C형 간염의 39%는 주사기에 찔림으로써 발생하고 있었습니다. 이제 한국에서 연간 10,000회 정도의 주사기 찔림 사고가 이제 보고되고 있는데요. 보고되지 않고 있는 건 50,000회나 됩니다. 이제 이거 같은 경우에는 왜 이런가 하면 사실 간호사들은 늘 주사기나 메스처럼 날카로운 것들을 다루기 때문에 찔릴 수밖에 없어요. 근데 이걸 시스템의 문제라고 보지 않고 간호사가 미숙해서라고 보는 그런 문화가 있습니다. 그래서 간호사들이 보고를 잘 안 해요. 그리고 아시다시피 한국의 병원 환경은 굉장히 바쁘거든요. 특히 대형 병원일수록. 그러니까 보고를 더 안 하게 되죠. 어머 그냥 찔렸는데 뭐 이러면서. 근데 이제 이거는 비단 간호사들의 문제가 아닙니다. 병원에서는 한 번 찔림 사고가 발생할 때마다 검사 비용만으로도 22만 5천 원을 지불을 해야 돼요. 그래서 저희가 한번 650병상 기준으로 시뮬레이션을 돌려보니까 1년에 9,800만 원 가량이 사용돼야 되는 상황이었던 거죠. 그러면 지금은 어떻게 해결하고 있는가를 살펴보았습니다. 이제 보시는 것처럼 바늘이나 메스처럼 뾰족한 것들은 따로 튼튼한 쓰레기통에 버립니다. 근데 그 통의 윗부분에 후크를 달아서 손을 뽑아서 버리고 있었어요. 근데 이제 그러다 보니까 간호사들이 바쁘면 그냥 이제 후크 안 이용하고 손을 그냥 뽑아서 버리고 아니면은 뭐 이렇게 쌓아놨다가 이렇게 버리고 하니까 다치더라고요. 그래서 미국 같은 몇몇 국가들은 분리를 안 하고 버립니다. 통째로요. 근데 이제 주사기를 바늘만 버리는 거랑 통째로 버리는 거랑 부피 차이가 굉장히 심하죠. 그리고 이제 안전주사기라고 주사기 자체에다가 뭔가 특수한 장치를 하는 경우들이 있었습니다. 근데 그러다 보니까 가격이 일반 주사기에 비해서 10배가량 비쌌어요. 그래서 시중에는 주사기를 처리하는 기기들이 나와 있었어요. 이제 보시는 저 빨간 색깔 기계 같은 경우에는 주사기의 바늘 부분, 쇠 부분을 녹여서 버리는 제품입니다. 그렇다 보니까 문제가 발생을 하는 게 스파크나 연기가 발생을 해요. 병원 환경에는 적합하지 않은 거죠. 두 번째로 한국 같은 경우에는 쇠 부분을 이제 딱 꽂으면은 드르르 하고 믹서기처럼 갈아서 이제 뽑아버리는 제품이 있었습니다. 근데 이거 같은 경우에는 간호사가 이제 꽂고 드르르르 1, 2 기다리면은 이제 처리가 돼서 내가 이걸 갖다가 버려야 되고 이 기다리는 시간이 싫다고 하더라고요. 더 나아가서 이걸 붙잡고 있는 상태에서 우웅하니까 한 개, 두 개 뽑는 건 모르겠는데 하루에도 수십 개씩 뽑으니까 손목이 아프더래요. 그래서 이제 저 H사 같은 경우에는 주사기를 이제 넣으면은 처리가 되게 만들었지만 크기가 보시다시피 굉장히 큰 거죠. 병원은 굉장히 좁은 공간이고 공간을 너무 크게 차지하는 것들은 쓸 수가 없습니다. 그래서 이제 저희는 어떻게 할까를 이제 생각을 해봤어요. 이제 주사기가 이제 바늘이 자동 분리되는 거는 돼야 될 것 같다. 특히 이거를 던져 넣으면 끝으로 만들어야 된다라는 결론을 내렸고요. 더 나아가서 주사기도 재사용이 사실은 되고 있거든요. 거의 전 세계 40%의 주사기가 재사용된다라는 보고가 있는데 재사용도 함께 해결해 주면 좋겠다. 그러면 버릴 때 주사기를 훼손해서 버리자라는 결론을 얻었죠. 그래서 이제 뭐 이렇게 다양한 프로토타입을 만들어 봤었는데요. 이거에 대한 얘기들을 좀 해보도록 하겠습니다. 이제 요거는 저희가 수업에서 만들었던 가장 첫 제품이에요. 이제 보시겠지만 거의 컴퓨터 본체에만 하고요. 무게는 4kg. 도저히 간호사들이 들고 다니면서 쓸 수가 없는 형태였어요. 저희가 이걸 가지고 가가지고 병원에 가져가서 카트 위에 딱 얹어주면서 쓰세요 하니까 기겁을 하시더라고요. 이거 어떻게 쓰냐고. 왜 이렇게 크고 무거운 걸 내가 끌고 다니지도 못하겠다. 만들 때 가격도 장난이 아니었습니다. 400만 원. 요거는 이제 절대로 쓸 수가 없는 제품이었죠. 하지만 이제 이런 빠른 프로토타입을 통해서 저희는 이제 뭐 자금도 얻어냈고요. 어떻게 하면은 좋을지 간호사들한테 피드백을 받았습니다. 그래서 뭐 내용 나온 건 뭐 더 작게 만들어야 된다. 왜 이렇게 복잡하냐. 이제 뭐 부피, 뭐 투입시, 방향 뭐 이런 식의 다양한 얘기들을 받았습니다. 그래서 이제 저희가 만들었던 것들인데요. 이제 버전 2, 3 렌더링으로 보면 굉장히 예쁜데요. 사실 형태는 이렇게 나왔어요. 이제 보시는 것처럼 MDF랑 아크릴을 저렇게 잘라가지고 만들고 저것도 아크릴 잘라서 이제 붙여가지고 만들고 이제 한 거였는데 이제 그때 간호사들이 말했던 좀 더 작게 만들어주세요를 점점점 실현한 거였고요. 그리고 이제 쓰레기통이 이제 그 전에는 내부에 쓰레기통이 들어가 있어서 굉장히 컸는데 이제 원래 사용하고 있던 쓰레기통에 붙여지는 거로 크기를 줄여나갔습니다. 그리고 이제 좀 이따 나오겠지만 모터 개수를 점점 줄여가면서 이제 기능도 더 단순화 시켜갔어요. 근데 요거는 한 50만 원 정도 들었던 것 같네요. 그래서 이제 점점 더 이제 3D 프린팅이랑 사용해서 뭐 6번째 버전까지도 저희가 만들었고요. 이렇게 해서 만들어진 영상입니다. 아이고, 영상 좀 틀어주시겠어요? 그래서 이렇게 해서 만들어서 이건 한 200만 원 들여서 예쁘게 만들어서 저희가 가져가가지고 또 사용성 테스트를 했어요. 피드백을 받았죠. 뭐 여러 가지 피드백들. 그리고 이제 이거는 2번째 제품입니다. 조금 더 작아진 걸 보실 수 있어요. 이렇게 이제 요거 같은 경우에 저 안쪽에 이제 메탈 같은 것들을 사용을 해서 저희가 좀 더 튼튼하게 했었고요. 이제 여기 팸랩에서 열심히 자르고 했던 기억이 또 보니까 새록새록 떠오르네요. 이제 이것도 한 20만 원 정도 들여서 만들었었습니다. 그래서 보시는 것처럼 이렇게 개발 과정을 통해서 저희가 제품을 업그레이드를 시켰고요. 이제 각각의 제품들은 실제 병원 환경에서 사용성 테스트를 진행했었습니다. 녹십자 실험실에서 저희가 제품 테스트를 했었고요. 서울의료원이라고 이제 서울시에서 운영하는 공공병원이 있습니다. 거기에서 저희가 제품 테스트를 했고 각각 피드백을 받아서 점차 제품 개발에 반영을 했습니다. 그리고 비단 국내뿐만이 아니라 베트남에서도 사용성 테스트를 진행을 했어요. 이제 베트남은 한국이랑 조금 상황이 달랐습니다. 사용하는 통도 좀 달랐지만 페트병을 사용을 하시더라고요. 그래서 그러니까 물론 모든 지역이 페트병을 사용하는 건 아니었는데 지방 같은 경우에는 페트병에다가 바늘을 버리고 있었습니다. 그래서 저희는 이 환경에 맞춰주기 위해서 이제 또 이렇게 페트병에 맞는 마운트를 만들어주게 됐죠. 그래서 이제 보시는 것처럼 이제 병원 카트에다가 매달아서 이제 사용하는 모습들입니다. 요 이제 영상 부탁드릴게요. 그래서 저희가 지금 파이널로 만든 제품입니다. 이제 총정리를 하게 되면 저희가 열심히 병원 환경에 적합하게 만든 제품이었습니다. 컴팩트하고 포터빌리티 가지고 있고요. 원스톱으로 자동 처리하고 하는 이제 그런 그 카트에다가 매달아서 처리하는 기계입니다. 그래서 주사기를 던져 넣으면 토스앤턴 원스톱으로 자동 처리이기 때문에 자상사고를 방지해줍니다. 바늘을 뽑을 필요가 없으니까요. 그리고 주사기의 허브 부분을 절단해서 버리는데요. 그러다 보니까 재사용을 차단하게 되죠. 그리고 이제 지금 사용하고 있는 쓰레기통에다가 붙여서 사용하기 때문에 원래 사용하던 사용 환경을 크게 해치지 않습니다. 그리고 저희 거 같은 경우에는 소모품 데이터, 그러니까 주사기를 1cc를 잘랐는지 5cc를 잘랐는지 이런 것들을 다 체크가 가능하고요. 의료기기 인증이 불필요합니다. 그래서 저희가 빠르게 시장에 진입을 할 수 있었고요. 그래서 이거를 가지고서 간호사들한테 물어보니까 이런 얘기들을 하더라고요. 그러니까 그 전까지는 자기가 이게 손으로 이렇게 걸고서 뻑 하고 뽑는 거에 대해서 그냥 내가 손으로 하면 되지? 이런 반응이었어요. 근데 사용해보니까 알겠다는 거죠. 내가 여기다가 얼마나 힘을 쓰고 있었는지를. 그래서 이런 거에 대해서 굉장히 홀가분함을 느꼈다라고 말씀을 해주셨고요. 그리고 이제 바늘을 뽑아서 그러니까 끼워서 바늘을 이렇게 뭐라 그래야 되죠? 루어 슬립이라고 바늘을 이렇게 끼우는 게 있고 돌려서 끼우는 게 있어요. 루어 슬립은 뽑기가 굉장히 쉬운데 루어 락이라고 돌려서 끼우는 주사기는 뽑기가 어려워요. 근데 저희는 그것도 처치를 해주거든요. 그러니까 그게 굉장히 좋다라는 피드백을 받았습니다. 그리고 이제 베트남에서 사용성 테스트를 하고서 얼마나 자상사고를 줄여줄 수 있는지를 확인을 해봤어요. 그래서 전체 자상사고의 27.8%, 그리고 주사기를 사용하고 나서 환자한테 쓰고 나서의 40%가량을 감소시켜주었습니다. 근데 저희는 이제 이것도 더 높아질 수 있다고 보고 있는 게 이제 베트남 같은 경우에는 바늘을 사용하고 나서 이 뚜껑을 끼고서 버리는 그런 게 이제 고착화되어 있습니다. 그 과정에서 많이 찔리는데요. 이제 그거를 일단은 바로 바꿀 수는 없다고 판단을 해서 뚜껑을 껴도 되는 거로 저희가 제품을 들어갔습니다. 그렇다 보니까 뚜껑 끼는 습관이 있으니까 좀 덜 줄어든 게 있을 거라고 저희가 판단을 했어요. 그래서 이제 뚜껑 끼는 게 이제는 많이 사라진 한국에서도 사용성 테스트를 진행하고 있습니다. 이제 올해 하반기부터 저희가 서울의료원에서 제품 테스트를 진행을 할 거고요. 삼성병원에서도 저희가 제품 테스트를 진행합니다. 더 나아가서 저희 제품을 사용하게 되면 쓰레기를 얼마나 줄여주는지, 그리고 병원의 돈을 얼마나 줄여줄 수 있는지에 대해서도 삼성병원과 함께 분석에 들어가기로 하였습니다. 이제 국내뿐만이 아니라 저희는 세계로도 진출을 하려고 하고 있습니다. 보시는 것처럼 아까 그 베트남에 들어간 사진이고요. 저희는 코이카 CTS 파트너로 이제 일을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 베트남에 100대가량 공급을 완료하였고요. 지금은 몽골 쪽을 저희가 진출하려고 하고 있는데요. 몽골에 있는 국립암센터를 포함한 3개 병원에 저희 제품 현재 사용성 테스트를 진행하고 있습니다. 그리고 UNDP 행사에서 저희가 Regional Scalable Potential Social Innovative Product로 수상을 해서 이제 그런 제품 확산 관련해서 논의를 하고 있습니다. 그래서 중국 같은 경우에는 저희가 중국에 있는 의료 소모품 판매상 중에 최고로 큰 판매상이랑 이제 얘기를 해서 확산을 계약을 맺고 있고요. 지금 양산은 여기 쪽이랑 어떻게 할지 정도가 이제 계약이 되어 있는 상태입니다. 그래서 로열티를 받고 중국에 팔기로 한 상태고요. 이제 더 나아가서는 아까 말씀드렸던 주사기 데이터 수집 관련 이야기입니다. 사실 이제 지금 보여드린 제품에서는 MVP 제품이라서 주사기 데이터 부분은 크게 넣지 않았어요. 근데 지금 저희가 팁스 5억 R&D 투자를 받아서 어떻게 하면 더 데이터를 효과적으로 수집할지를 개발하고 있습니다. 간단하게 말씀드리면은 이제 주사기로 표현되는 소모품들을 자동으로 체크하는 기능이에요. 이게 왜 필요하냐면은요. 그러니까 뭐 여러분들도 자기 일회용 젓가락 몇 개 썼는지 체크 안 하시잖아요. 병원도 똑같아요. 주사기 몇 개 체크했는지 잘 체크를 안 합니다. 그냥 뭐 100박스, 뭐 100개들이 박스 이런 식으로 쌓아놓고 있는데요. 이제 그걸 간호부장 선생님이 매일 아침 가서 보고서 부족하군 하고 채워놓고, 아니면 유통기한이 지난 게 있는지 없는지 이제 확인해서 막 위에 올리고 뭐 이런 쌓아 올리는 일을 하고 있는 거죠. 그런 시간적인 거를 세이브하는 것뿐만이 아니라 실질적으로 뭔가 이제는 더 비싼 주사기들을 많이 쓰는 추세예요. 주사기 안에 약물이 들어가 있는 그런 주사기라던가 뭐 안전주사기라던가 필터 주사기라던가. 근데 이런 주사기들은 개당 뭐 1,000원, 2,000원씩 하는데 이거를 간호사들이 수기로 체크를 하고 있는 거죠. 근데 너무 바쁘니까 수기 체크를 놓치면 병원에서는 이 사용량을 놓치게 되는 거고요. 그러면은 뭐 그만큼의 비용이 날아가게 되는 게 있는 거죠. 그래서 저희는 이런 주사기들을 자동으로 체크하는 시스템을 이제 개발하고 있습니다. 그래서 더 나아가서 이걸 체크를 하면 주사기 업체에다가 여기 병원에 몇 개가 뭐 부족하니까 바로 넣어주세요라고 자동으로 주문도 가능하게 되는 거죠. 그래서 지금은 주사기만 하고 있지만 주사기를 넘어서 뭐 체열용 니들, 뭐 메스, 뭐 다양한 의료 소모품들을 처리하는 기계를 개발하려고 하고 있습니다. 그래서 이런 것들이 모이게 되면은 이제 소모품 통합 관리 시스템이 될 수 있는 거죠. 그래서 뭐 마지막으로 이제 저희 회사가 이러한 데이터를 만들고 있으니까 혹시 관심 있는 분들 혹은 이런 엔지니어를 내가 알고 있다라고 하시면 저희 회사를 소개시켜 주시면 감사할 것 같다라고 말씀드리면서 마치도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다. 네, 마이크. 네.
Okay, so
we met a young woman, a maker, who made a really nice product from Fan.5. So our Fan.5 actually, we have a lot of different project teams. We are running like 25 projects right now, and we always we don't actually force them to do this and this or that, but we do this. We meet once in a month. Managers meet each team and we listen to them. What do you need and what do we need to do for them? And this team told us they want to use Fan.5 for 24 hours. So, well, that was a big burden for us. So, if you can take care of whole machines that you're using it, then we'll let you to use 24 hours. And they said yes. So they actually, they were the first members who were using our Fan.5 for 24 hours. And it was a big burden, a lot of work for us because we get fundings from the city government and it's really hard to run 24 hours Fan.5 because like the government people, they want us to do a lot of paperwork for them. But we just trust them and let them to do it. And this is how they got to the result. So on the first period, Fan.5 Daejeon told us that the government people running Fan.5 with government people is really hard. But we thought that there are really good government partners who can really help us inventing things and leading this kind of culture. So next speaker is one of the government partner for us. He's from Ministry of Interior and Safety. 이성은.
네, 안녕하세요. 발표를 맡게 된 이성은이라고 합니다. Good afternoon. 네, 아침 굿모닝이 이었다가 굿 애프터눈이 됐네요. 네, 장시간 집중해서 들으시느라 아마 에너지가 많이 소진되실 것 같긴 한데요. 네, 오늘 제가 아침에 집을 나서면서 어떤 옷을 입고 가야 될까 고민을 살짝 했습니다. 그러다가 이제 발표자로서의 에티켓을 지키기 위해서 정장을 입고 왔는데 약간 조금 실수였던 것 같아요. 좀 더 편안한 복장으로 왔으면 네, 좋았을 거라는 생각이 좀 들었습니다. 그리고 제가 한국어로 이제 발표를 진행하는데요. 제가 한국어로 조크를 굉장히 잘하거든요. 영어로는 좀 어려워서 네, 이 차이를 네, 경험하기 어려우실 텐데 네, 나중에 한국어를 잘 배워서 오시면 저의 유창한 개그 실력을 들려주시겠습니다. 네, 발표 주제는 이제 어떻게 디지털 사회혁신 생태계를 만들어 갈 수 있을까라고 하는 부분으로 타이틀을 잡았습니다. 네, 아마 네, 왜 행정안전부, 중앙정부 공무원이 이 자리에 와 있을까라는 궁금증을 갖고 계신 분들이 계실 거예요. 정부라고 하는 거대 조직은 기본적으로 조금 혁신을 저해하는 조직으로 많이들 느끼고 계실 텐데 왜 그런 거대 조직의 공무원이 이런 혁신을 논의하는 자리에 와 있는가라는 궁금증을 가지고 계실 것 같습니다. 중앙정부에서 이제 사회혁신이라고 하는 큰 흐름을 이제 정책의 중요한 방향으로 채택했기 때문이고요. 네, 그런 일이 일어났던 거는 이제 아마 2016년도와 17년도에 있었던 정말 유례없는 촛불 집회 때문이죠. 네, 그로 인해서 시민들이 더 나은 사회를 만들고자 하는 욕구와 의지를 적극적으로 표현하기 시작했고, 그로 인해 이제 들어선 문재인 정부에서는 사회혁신이라고 하는 큰 흐름을 이제 중요한 정책 방향으로 채택하게 됩니다. 그래서 정권 초기에 이제 사회혁신 수석실이라고 하는 이제 수석실이 만들어져서 민관 협업을 통해서 새로운 사회 문제를 해결하는 시도를 추진해 왔고요. 그리고 행정안전부에는 이제 사회혁신 추진단이라고 하는 임시 조직을 설립하게 됩니다. 그리고 2018년 12월까지 임시 조직으로 있다가 이제 2019년 1월부터 정식으로 행정안전부 지방자치분권실 안에서 지역의 활력을 도모하는 그리고 지역 사회 혁신을 추진하는 재반 활동을 뒷받침하는 조직으로 자리매김을 하게 됩니다. 사회혁신이 이제 정책의 중요한 부분으로 오면서 저희가 가지고 있는 비전은 시민이 주도해서 사회 문제를 해결하고 정부는 뒷받침하는 국민이 주인이 정부를 구현하는 것에 있습니다. 네, 이런 비전을 구현하기 위해서 지역 주민들이 주도해서 지역 문제를 해결하는 활동, 그래서 참여의 기회를 확대하고 문제 해결 역량을 강화하는 것, 그리고 지역이 갖고 있는 자원을 기반으로 문제를 해결할 수 있는 것, 그리고 작은 사례를 만들고 이를 바탕으로 제도적인 난항을 개선해 갈 수 있도록 지원하는 것들을 중요하게 생각하고 있습니다. 네, 대표적인 사업 몇 가지를 소개해 드리면서 디지털 사회혁신 사업에 대해서 소개를 드릴 텐데요. 저희가 이제 추진하고 있는 대표적인 사업 중에 실패 박람회라고 하는 것이 있습니다. 저희가 이 사업이 사회혁신에 있어서 중요하다고 생각하는 이유는 사회혁신이라고 하는 것은 반복되는 시도와 실패에 굴하지 않고 계속해서 더 나은 해결책을 찾아가는 데 있다고 보기 때문입니다. 그래서 혁신을 위한 문화적인 기반을 조성하기 위해서 다양한 실패, 그동안 드러내놓고 얘기하지 못했던 실패 경험들을 같이 논의하고 계속해서 도전할 수 있는 동력을 좀 만들고자 계속해서 실패 박람회를 진행하고 있고요. 그리고 국민들이 직접 사회 문제라고 생각하는 것들을 해결하기 위해서 스스로 프로젝트를 기획해서 활동하는 것들을 지원함과 동시에 지역 사회 안에서 공기업들이나 지방자치단체 그리고 이제 대학들이나 시민사회가 함께 협력해서 지역의 고유한 현안을 발굴하고 이를 해결해 갈 수 있는 형태의 지역 혁신 포럼이라고 부르는 활동을 저희가 또 지원하고 있습니다. 네, 제가 담당하고 있는 사업인데요. 디지털 사회 혁신을 추진하기 위한 저희가 이제 사업 이름은 공감 가득이라는 표현을 쓰고 있습니다. 이게 영어로 얼마나 어감이 잘 전달될지는 모르겠지만 이제 디지털 기술을 활용해서 주민들이 공감하는 결과를 함께 만들어간다라는 의미를 갖고 있습니다. 저희가 이 사업을 추진하면서 중요하게 생각했던 포인트는 주민들이 직접 문제 해결에 참여할 수 있게 창구를 만들어야 된다는 부분이었습니다. 그래서 저희는 이제 스스로 해결단이라고 부르는 단위를 만들어서 공모에 지원하도록 조건을 달았는데요. 스스로 해결단 안에는 지역 주민, 이제 당사자로서 지역 현안에 대한 욕구를 가지고 있는 지역 주민과 그리고 지방자치단체 공무원 그리고 기술에 대해서 이해하고 있는 기술 전문가가 한 팀이 돼서 우리 지역의 이런 문제를 해결할 수 있게 지원해 주십시오라는 신청을 하도록 했습니다. 그리고 그 과정 중에서 저희가 사회혁신이라고 하는 것이 어떤 것인지를 지역의 주민들이나 공무원분들 그리고 기술 전문가분들이 이해할 수 있도록 계속해서 포럼을 열거나 워크숍을 통해서 그 과정 중에 사회혁신과 디지털 사회혁신의 접근을 알릴 수 있도록 노력했습니다. 그래서 이제 전국의 이제 지방자치단체에서 이제 들어온 접수 중에서 저희가 작년에 20개 사업을 선별해서 이제 카테고리를 나눠봤더니 크게는 이제 5가지 정도의 카테고리가 나왔고요. 그래서 저출산 고령화 대응, 이제 한국이 가지고 있는 중요한 지역 문제 중에 이제 지역 소멸이라고 하는 부분이 있죠. 인구 감소나 고령화 이런 부분들이 있는데 그 카테고리 안에서 이제 대응하는 과제들이 좀 있었고, 그리고 이제 장애인 권리 보호해서 장애인의 관광권을 보장하거나 이동약자로서의 권리를 이제 증진할 수 있는 부분, 개선할 수 있는 과제들이 좀 있었고요. 그리고 안전 및 환경 개선, 그리고 이제 공동체 지원, 온라인 주민 참여 플랫폼 이렇게 5가지 분야에서 저희가 최종 20개의 프로젝트를 이제 지원을 했습니다. 이 말은 이제 20개의 스스로 해결단이 활동을 할 기회를 얻게 됐던 거고요. 네, 그 중에 몇 가지 사례를 조금 더 자세히 소개를 드리겠습니다. 네, 첫 번째는 이제 전라남도 장성군에서 진행된 사례인데요. 아마 그 패밀리시기 때문에 기술적인 그 완성도 면에서는 이 사례가 그렇게 높지는 않습니다. 기본적인 아이디어는 이 마을 안에서 독거 어르신이나 치매 어르신이 출타하셨다가 위급한 상황이 발생했을 경우에 만약에 이제 겨울 같은 경우에 빙판에서 미끄러지셨다거나 할 때 어디에 계신지 확인이 되지 않으면 골든타임을 놓칠 수가 있으니 이분들이 위급한 상황에 어디에 계신지를 확인할 수 있는 시스템을 마련했으면 좋겠다라고 하는 게 기본적인 아이디어였습니다. 그 아이디어를 이제 이장님하고 담당 공무원이 함께 논의를 해서 이제 과제를 신청을 했고요. 그래서 이제 어르신들에게 허리에 차고 다니는 주머니를 드렸고 저기에 이제 비콘을 드려서 어디에 계신지를 확인할 수 있게 했고 마을 안에 네트워크망을 구축을 해서 저 범위 안에서는 어디에 계신지가 확인될 수 있게 했고요. 그리고 원거리에 있는 자녀들도 어머님이 댁내에 잘 계신지 여부를 확인할 수 있게 댁내에는 이제 움직임을 확인하거나 외부의 여건이나 이런 것들을 알려드릴 수 있는 모듈을 설치를 했습니다. 네, 그리고 두 번째 사례는 이제 제주도에서 있었던 사례인데요. 제주도는 한국의 대표적인 관광지인데요. 이제 스스로 해결단을 이제 그 사회적 기업 둘이 함께라고 하는 곳이 이제 무장애 여행을 전문으로 하는 사회적 기업이 있는데요. 이곳이 이제 지역 주민으로 함께 참여를 했고 제주도에서도 관광 약자의 여건을 개선하는 것에 관심이 있어서 공무원이 한 팀이 돼서 이제 과제를 추진하게 됐습니다. 어떤 활동을 했냐면 이제 휠체어가 출입할 수 있는 150여 곳 중에서 한 50여 곳의 접근성을 조사하고 그리고 단순히 그냥 장소의 접근성이 아니라 이렇게 여행 루트를 조사를 하게 됐고요. 그리고 그곳 중에 이제 10곳은 이제 VR 형태로 실제 가보기 전에 접근성을 확인할 수 있게 데이터를 마련하고 그것을 공유하는 활동을 했습니다. 네, 그리고 세 번째는 이제 서울 구로구의 사례인데요. 구로구는 이제 구도심 지역이어서 골목길의 안전이나 그리고 이제 최근에 크게 이제 이슈가 되고 있는 불법 촬영의 이슈나 이런 것들을 해결하기 위해서 골목길 가로등이나 보안등을 설치하는데 큰 비용이 드는 부분을 이제 태양광으로 배터리로 할 수 있는 스마트 LED를 주민들의 신청과 주민들하고 협의해서 골목길에 설치를 해서 운영을 하고 그리고 이 구로구 관내의 공중화장실에 적외선 방식으로 탐지할 수 있는 불법 촬영 카메라를 탐지할 수 있는 기기를 비치해 놓고 또 이제 원하는 분들에게 대여하는 사업을 통해서 문제를 해결했습니다. 그리고 네 번째 이제 온라인 주민 참여 플랫폼에서는 이제 서울시가 민주주의 서울이라고 하는 시민 참여 플랫폼을 운영하고 있는데요. 그 플랫폼을 오픈소스화해서 다른 지자체들이 민주주의 서울 운영의 경험과 코드들을 가져가서 활용할 수 있게 공개하는 활동을 하셨습니다. 네, 그리고 마지막 다섯 번째 안전 및 환경 개선 사례에서는 이제 서울 동대문구에서 진행한 과제가 있는데요. 여기 이제 청량리 시장을 디지털 트윈으로 해서 이제 3D 모델링을 하고 군데군데 이제 IoT나 화재 감지 센서를 설치해서 시장 상인회가 직접적으로 확인을 하고 지역의 이제 소방서가 함께 연계돼서 화재가 발생했을 때 신속하게 대응할 수 있도록 하는 시스템을 구축을 했습니다. 그냥 관이 주도해서 할 수도 있지만 상인회가 먼저 요구를 제기하고 담당 공무원이 상인회와 함께 협력하면서 구축을 했던 부분에서 저희가 이 과제가 조금 그냥 시스템을 구축하는 과제와 다르다고 보고 있습니다. 네, 그래서 저희가 이제 스스로 해결단이라고 하는 주민들이 직접 자기의 욕구나 자기가 느끼는 문제에 대해서 얘기하고 그리고 그 해결책을 기술 전문가 그리고 공무원들과 함께 찾아갈 수 있는 구조를 만든 것이 성과 중에 하나라고 생각하고요. 물론 이제 구체적으로 그러면 어떻게 운영을 할 수 있는가, 뭐 이 안에서 갈등이 발생하게 되면 어떻게 조정해야 되는가라고 하는 세부적인 가이드는 아직은 없지만 그러나 다양한 이해관계자, 특별히 당사자인 주민이 참여해서 함께 협력을 해가면서 해결할 수 있다라고 하는 부분에 대해서는 분명하게 인지가 되고 있는 상황입니다. 그리고 행정안전부에서 이제 스스로 해결단을 지원하거나 이제 기술적인 활용에 있어서 저희는 이제 첨단 기술을 꼭 활용해야 되는 것은 아닙니다. 문제를 해결하는데 가장 적합하고 적정한 기술을 활용할 수 있도록 기술 자문을 지원하거나 그리고 기술적인 이슈 외의 부분들도 전문가를 통해서 함께 지원하고 그리고 때로는 상호 경험을 공유함으로써 서로가 가진 고민들이 나눠지고 해결될 수 있게 지원하는 것을 지원하고 있습니다. 계속해서 발전시켜가야 되겠지만 이런 지원 체계를 갖추게 된 것도 성과 중에 하나라고 생각합니다. 네, 그리고 계속해서 갖고 있는 고민점들을 세 가지로 정리해서 마무리를 하겠습니다. 첫 번째, 제가 담당자로서 어떻게 하면 디지털 사회혁신 생태계, 가령 이제 이곳에 와 계신 햄랩에 대해 알고 계시고, 사회 문제를 해결하기 위해 메이커 활동을 하는 분들이 분명히 존재하고 계시고, 기존에 이제 중앙정부나 지방정부가 디지털 사회혁신이나 사회혁신 생태계에 관심 갖기 전에도 시민사회에서 이미 잘하고 계셨던 영역인데, 그러면 이분들을 어떻게 중앙정부에서 길을 만들어서 이분들이 하는 활동을 어떻게 더 잘하게 할 수 있을까? 그분들이 이제 중앙정부나 지방정부가 만드는 장으로 어떻게 참여하게 할 수 있을까라고 하는 부분이 계속해서 이제 그 고민이 드는 지점입니다. 물론 이제 새로운 플레이어들이 오셔서 이 영역을 키울 수도 있지만 디지털 사회혁신이나 사회혁신 또는 이제 사회 문제를 해결하기 위한 메이커 활동에 대해서 철학적인 부분이나 문화적인 부분을 가장 잘 이해하고 계신 분들이 참여할 때 이 영역이 지속 가능하게 성장할 수 있다고 생각이 되기 때문인데요. 그런 부분들은 이제 저도 고민하고 있지만 만약에 뭐 여러분들이 이제 각자의 지역에서 좋은 사례나 제가 배울 점들이 있다면 언제든지 알려주시면 좋겠습니다. 네, 그리고 중앙정부의 지원은 이제 늘 한정적입니다. 그래서 저희가 지원하는 것은 이제 마중물로서의 저희가 한번 지원을 하면 그것이 이제 초기 자금으로서 역할을, 초기 자원으로서 역할을 하지 저희가 계속해서 중앙정부가 무한정 자원을 지원을 지속할 수는 없는 상황입니다. 하지만 이제 사업을 추진하면 실제적으로는 지방정부가 중앙정부의 지원에 의존하게 되는 그리고 중앙정부의 시민과 주민이 의존하게 되는 경향성은 여전히 존재하고 있는데요. 이 부분을 어떻게 해결해 가야 될까라는 것도 이제 담당자로서의 고민 중 하나입니다. 네, 그리고 세 번째는 이제 사회혁신이나 만약 팹랩도 아마 마찬가지일 거라고 생각합니다. 팹랩이 뭔지, 팹시티가 뭔지, 팹빌리지가 뭔지 이런 비전에 대해서 인식의 기반을 확장하는 것이 사회혁신이나 디지털 사회혁신에서도요 동일한 문제입니다. 생소한 개념들이 많고 친숙하지 않은 개념들이 많기 때문에 이것을 어떻게 인식의 기반을 확장할까라고 하는 부분이 늘 고민이고요. 지금 우선은 이제 그 좋은 사례, 주민들에게 와닿는 사례를 만들어서 그걸 가지고 이런 것이 디지털 사회혁신입니다라는 것을 알릴 수 있게 지금 접근을 하고 있는 상황인데요. 더 좋은 전략이나 아이디어가 있다면 언제든지 알려주시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 그리고 이 안에서 이제 중간 연결자, 매개자들이 좀 많이 필요한 상황입니다. 이제 교육으로 치면 이제 교육을 할 수 있는 강사나 코디네이터가 많이 발굴돼야 디지털 사회혁신이 뭐고 사회혁신 활동 이렇게 하는 거야라고 하는 문화를 만들어 갈 수 있겠죠. 이제 이 부분에 있어서 지금 이제 민간에서 디지털 사회혁신 네트워크를 만들고 있기 때문에 이 네트워크가 조금 더 견고해지면 중앙정부와 함께 좀 협력할 수 있는 거리들이 생기지 않을까라는 기대를 가지고 있습니다. 네, 2017년 9월에 시작했고 2018년도에 본격적으로 이제 아까 설명드렸던 20개 과제, 5개 사례들을 이제 설명을 드렸던 사업이 작년에 처음 시작이 됐습니다. 그리고 올해 또 지방자치단체가 키를 쥐고 주민들과 기술 전문가들이 협력해서 할 수 있는 공모 사업을 계속 진행하고 있고, 이제 제가 앞서 말씀드렸던 고민 중에 하나는 민간의 창의성이나 주도성, 기존의 디지털 사회혁신의 플레이어들이 참여할 수 있는 민간 주체가 참여할 수 있는 공모 트랙을 새로 마련하는 게 올해의 사업의 조금 변화가 있고요. 그리고 주민분들의 역량을 강화하기 위한 교육이나 역량 강화 사업도 추가해서 진행을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 올해 이후에 또 계속해서 나아지는 모습으로 나중에 언젠가 만나게 되면 또 발표할 수 있는 기회가 있다면 좋을 것 같고요. 아마 그 각 지역의 사회적인 여건이나 정부의 입장이나 여건이 다를 수 있겠지만 한국 중앙정부가 참고할 수 있을 만한 좋은 사례나 정보가 있다면 언제든지 함께 알려주시고 얘기 나눌 수 있으면 좋겠습니다. 네, 제 발표는 이것으로 마무리하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
I'm going to speak in Korean because some of Korean is sometimes 어색하네요. 저희가 I'll just speak in English. It's making weird. So the reason why I invited him is we didn't get funding from the ministry. It's not that. But I also wanted to tell you that we should really think about how we can accompany with the government. Because they actually make really good infrastructure to make makers and fabbers and vendors to be sustainable. We cannot start from zero base. And this ministry, we have another ministry which is making 600 fablabs in a year, but they just make the fablabs and it's just empty fablab. But this ministry, I was in an advisory group in this department, and they actually meet a lot of activists and people. They listen to them, they're very open, and they try to adjust all the ideas to their plan. So, I mean, in this week, I think we can talk about how we can accompany with this kind of infrastructure, government infrastructure. So, yes. This is the end of the morning session. We're going to have lunch, and after that, from 1:30, we're going to have another workshops. So have fun, and I will meet you at 5:30 in the Fab Kitchen. Thank you.
Please return your interpreters when you're leaving, please.